It is now time to talk to one of the superstars of women's cricket around the world, former England captain, former Thunder captain, and she's just come back from the World Cup. It is Heather Knight, and she joins us from Sydney. Heather, thanks very much for your time.
No worries. Good to see you guys.
Now, are you fresh? Are you ready to go? Or considering what you've just been doing over the last couple of months, do you even know what country you're in?
I do. It's been quite a quick turnaround, not going to lie. So I flew in to Sydney on Sunday via Dubai, India twice, Melbourne, night in Melbourne, and then to Sydney. So it's been a bit of a whirlwind trip. I'm still a bit jet lagged, but no, I'm ready. Like it's day one today. It's always really nice to get back together with the Thunder, obviously a team that I've played with a lot and know really well. So looking to build on the success that we've had the last couple of years.
Did you get to go home before you came out to Australia, or is it straight from India?
No, there wasn't enough time. So, just headed straight across. Got in on Sunday and a couple of days chilling out in Sydney and enjoying a bit of freedom, obviously, after being in India for a decent stint. So, yeah, no time to go home, but that's all good. That was always the plan, and looking forward to get cracking again.
What were your reflections of the World Cup? It was obviously a significant World Cup with India winning it at home, and I'll ask you about the significance of what that might mean for cricket shortly, but just your own personal reflections for England and your own experiences?
Yeah, like obviously for me, like it was quite a strange build-up, having pretty serious injury back in May it was. So it was pretty tight actually to make it out there. I was sort of still building up in the prep period leading up to the start of the World Cup. So yeah, just to be there, I was really determined just to try and enjoy it and try and embrace the opportunity because like, it was quite a real reality that I wasn't going to be there. So yeah, it was obviously nice to do that and contribute in some of the games and things like that. Obviously, how it finished with the semi-final and things was quite disappointing. South Africa played amazing and we didn't have our best game. So that was obviously frustrating. But I think obviously being there and having contributed, I was pretty happy. And I think it was a really cool tournament. Obviously, India winning. There's a pretty mad story as well, them losing 3 in the middle and having that comeback. And I think it'd be crazy for cricket in that country. I think it will take it to the next level. It's quite scary, probably, how many players they're going to unearth in the coming sort of decade. I know the team would have inspired a lot of young female cricketers there to get into the game and push on. So, albeit very disappointed that kind of we went in the final and weren't there to obviously try and compete for that trophy. But I think India is quite cool for them. Obviously, being in a home World Cup and winning is going to do mad things for cricket in the country.
Yeah, so I was going to ask you about that. I was going to ask Nicole as well. What do you think it will do? I mean, we've seen the explosion of the IPL from the men's game, what it's meant for Indian cricket, but just with the women being able to win a home World Cup and the inspiration that comes with that. Can you actually put into words what it might mean for not just Indian cricket, but world cricket?
Oh, I think for Indian cricket, like it's going to increase their talent pool even more, isn't it? I think you see the depth that the men's team has. I think the WBBL has helped with that, certainly in India, but I think it will continue to grow in that country. I think winning a home World Cup in England as well, obviously in 2017, I think the biggest change that it made in our country was the change in the decision makers' view of women's cricket. I think that was the biggest thing. It took a lot of time in England to kind of see those progressions happen. I think 2017 changed a lot of perceptions, particularly at the sort of board level and at the ECB and things, and that led to a lot of decisions that kind of helped the game kick on. I think the perceptions of the game, I think, are hugely important in pushing it forward, and I think that's changed a lot in recent years, but I think obviously India winning the World Cup out there will change a lot of perceptions in India and get so many more people following and supporting it and pushing it forward. So, yeah, it's kind of scary to think the amount of players they're going to have in the coming years. But, it's quite a cool thing. Obviously, everyone was there to try and win it and things like that. But I think it was maybe one team that I'd want to win outside of us. I think India probably would have been the one.
What about you, Nicole? What do you think it'll do for women's cricket around the world?
Yeah, I think Heather summed that up really nicely. And like she said, every country goes there wanting to win it. It's kind of the pinnacle. And countries obviously strive for that. And it obviously being only every 4 years, it is massive for for cricket in general, but huge for those countries. So for India to win it, I feel if it was massive, and especially being on their home soil, having their probably like home crowd and inspiring the next generation, I think is really cool. And for those people to see it firsthand, as much as I'm probably the opposite to Heather, I would have much preferred Australia to win it. Obviously really cool for the Indians and for their country more broadly.
Heather, I know it was a 50-over World Cup, but there was quite a few WBBL stars that were playing over the last couple of months. Were you sort of half, obviously wanting to win the World Cup, but half got your eye on the players that you might be playing with or against over the next 6 weeks with what they were doing in India? Because a lot of the stars did fire.
Yeah, definitely. Like it was quite cool to see Phoebe's obviously play so well in that semi-final. Really happy for her that obviously just playing such key innings in a big game, and she's such a key player for us, obviously, with the Thunder. And there's always half an eye on who's doing well and who's going into the comp in good form and things like that. So I think it's really relevant, even though it's you're in form as a batter or bowler, like you take that into different competitions. So I think it's going to be a really cool competition. Obviously, there might be a few sort of tired people around after quite a big stint in India, but it's pretty easy to get up for the Big Bash. Everyone loves playing in this competition, like the internationals for sure. Love playing over here and competing. It's a real high quality competition. So I'm excited to see who does well, and hopefully some of our players carry the form into the Big Bash.
Well, let's get straight into Phoebe Litchfield, because it feels like she took her game to a whole new level through the World Cup. She's a teammate of yours, Nicole. You've played a lot of cricket with and against her. Where have you seen her improve? She's now the captain of the Thunder. She's still so young, but it feels like her game's just continuing to explode.
I've played a bit of underage stuff against Phoebes, and then more recently just been involved in and around some teams that she's been involved in. But she's an unbelievable human, firstly. She's a really, really great character, and I'm sure Heather can contest to that. But she's a ball of energy, but she really is authentically herself, which I really love. She works extremely hard. She's really hard on herself, but I think that really drives her game and really encourages herself to get better in what she does. But watching her in the World Cup, she was amazing. And I think she'll be a standout in this year's WBBL.
It just feels, Heather, that Phoebe's skill set is it's almost better than anyone else's with some of the things that she can do. I mean, the highlights package, even just from one of those matches where she scored the 100 with the switch hitting and all these sorts of things. It's not new to see it necessarily, but to see it on the big stage just shows the confidence she's got in her own game.
Yeah, I think playing against Phoebes, like she's really hard to set fields to, because you're thinking she can pretty much bat left-handed and right-handed. So you're thinking, right, I need someone over there for that switch hit, and then you try and shut it down on one part of the pitch. And I think she's really developed that 360 game as well, and knowing when to use it, I think is a really good thing. She's obviously got all those shots, but I think knowing the bowlers to use them against, the conditions and the right time to use them, I think she's definitely improved on that. I'm really excited to support her as captain again. I think she did a really good job last year. Obviously quite a young captain. And I think the biggest thing as captain is you want to look after your own game and score runs, and she did that brilliantly. And I think Nick's right, the amount of energy that she has is pretty crazy. And when she's in the field, she's just like sort of running around like a little lap dog. She always gets the highest on the GPS scores for sure. I'm really excited to see her grow as a captain as well. I think she settled in really nicely last year, and I think one thing about Phoebe, she's always really keen to learn and take on things, and I think you see that with her batting. Like she's keen to keep improving and keep developing, and that's something that really stands you in good stead, because the game is changing all the time, and you have to sort of stay out there and stay ahead of the curve. So you definitely look for that in younger players to have that drive to keep pushing forward and keep developing their game, and I certainly see that in Phoebes.
So Heather, your role with the Thunder as you have been the captain, Phoebe's now the captain, the role that you play as a mentor, you're doing a similar thing now for England as well. How much has that helped your own game to maybe focus on you a little bit more, but still be that that person that can be used when required when it comes to leadership?
Yeah, it's quite nice. I really enjoyed it at the Thunder last year, just having a little bit less responsibilities, a little bit more time with less meetings and things like that. But I think the biggest thing as well, like, because when you're not captain, you don't obviously do as much prep in terms of plans and things like that. So you come into the game really fresh and you just read it, sort of what's in front of you, and you don't get influenced kind of by previous where someone scores previously or things like that. You just sort of go on what's in front of you and what the wicket's doing, and just reading the game in quite a pure way, which is quite nice actually. But yeah, obviously I'm around all season this year, which is really nice. I was only here for sort of, I think, 6 or 7 games I played last year, so it's quite cool to be here the whole time. And yeah, look, Phoebe does her own thing, but like, I'm always there to support her if she needs an ear. And I know a lot of the team really well. I know the internationals pretty well. I'm just going to get in there that I'm the youngest international out of the 3, so it's quite rare for me in teams these days. I'm usually the older one. So yeah, I obviously know Shabs and Atta really well, so can sort of chat to them if need be. And yeah, it's just something that I'm quite enjoying. And yeah, it's gone pretty well for me runs wise, and obviously had a reasonable season last year in the short time that I was here. So looking to try and carry that on and try and contribute to the team having some success.
How do you find it, Nicole? Because playing for Victoria, you were doing everything. You're opening the batting, wicket keeping, captain, all those sorts of things. That when you get a chance just to be the player but still be a leader, does it help your game, or do you find it hard not making the decisions and sort of stepping back a little bit?
Yeah, I think there's definitely an element and a mix of both. I really enjoy captaining. I love thinking about the game in that way, but it took me a long time to get to that point. I think when I first started, I was horrendous. I really felt like it impacted my wicket keeping. I couldn't concentrate on all of the things I wanted to. I didn't know how to divide up my time, things like that. But as I did it more, felt more and more comfortable with it. But yeah, definitely when you're not doing it, there is more space to prioritise things that you'd want to focus on with your personal game and things like that. And then stepping outside of that, I then just try and be the natural leader. So just do things that I would normally do, and just try and be myself. And if I can provide whatever I do inside of what I do naturally, then if that's going to help other people, that's great. But that's kind of the way that I look at it. And then, just trying to support, like Heather said, support the players or the captain when they want it, when they need it. I'm always really conscious not to be too overbearing. I know it's probably the same when you've got other captains or too many ideas, and it can be quite overwhelming at the best of times. So I just try and provide what I see when I see it, but only if really the other players want it.
Now, Nicole's got some very searching questions for you, Heather. Some really probing questions. Hopefully really, not too controversial.
Yeah, really, really hard-hitting questions.
But just as a general question around the Thunder, it feels like you've got a really strong team. You've certainly got a very entertaining and a team, lots of firepower. How do you feel going into this year's tournament as to what's possible?
Yeah, I'm really excited. I think we've obviously had quite a young team in the last couple of years, so seeing those girls keep improving and keep growing into their roles, I think is a really cool thing. I think we've recruited really well. Getting Laura Harris is a pretty cool thing. She's someone that's just X factor, and when you play against her, everyone sort of just holds their breath as she comes in, because it might not be for a long time, but it's going to be fun, and she's going to go pretty hard. So it's a pretty cool thing to have her in our team and add that thing that not a lot of people do, that power that she does have, and the way she can change a game is pretty crazy. So pretty pumped to have Laris on board. We're obviously missing HD. The news that she's going to be out is she's going to be a big loss for us. She obviously bowls a huge amount of those really important overs, bowls a lot of time in the surge and things like that. But I think what's really nice as well, we've kept a really good core of players over the last 3 years. Lisa Cartley, head coach here, has done a great job of keeping those girls together, and it feels like we're sort of growing each year. We've obviously made the finals the last 2 years, and we're really keen to do that again and hopefully go to the next step.
Okay, Nicole, it's your time.
Yeah, firstly, congratulations, Heather, on your World Cup. I thought you were really impressive, and it was really cool to see you out there doing your thing. You've mentioned Laura Harris there and some other key players. Georgia Vole obviously had a really impressive season last year in the WBBL. What do you make of her for the Thunder, and what are you really excited to see her do this upcoming season?
Yeah, Volley was a great addition last year. She really gave us that power at the top of the order. She's hugely impressive young player. Like, it feels like every opportunity she gets, she goes out and impresses and scores runs. And yeah, she's a cool character to have around the group. She's pretty chilled and constantly talking about her surfboard and coffee and things like that, and loves getting up early for sunsets. But yeah, she's hugely key for us. She sets the tone in the innings. I think we saw it was the MCG. She got that big score. Like the way she played in that innings, just really aggressive from the start. She can take the game away from teams. So yeah, it's pretty cool to have her obviously at the top of the order, adding that impetus. So yeah, we're looking quite a rounded side, which is quite nice. So yeah, hopefully we can go out and do the business on the pitch.
Very nice. And you mentioned Laura Harris obviously coming across from the Brisbane Heat, a massive inclusion for you guys. What are you most excited to see her do for your lineup at the Thunder?
I'm looking forward to batting with her, to be honest. I think it'll be really fun just watching her at the other end go about her business. I think she doesn't take life too seriously, which is quite cool as well. I love that philosophy that she has, and like her ability to go from ball one, and her bravery is something that's quite rare actually and really hard to do. So yeah, I'm just looking forward to hopefully batting with her. I think I might try and steal the strike from her if we get together in the surge, because she doesn't need to have the fielding restrictions to hit sixes. I need a little bit more help with obviously the surge and having a few more gaps at the back end. But yeah, hopefully she's going to have some real impact for us. I think how we use her is going to be really interesting. I think my in the order and putting her in when obviously we feel like it's a really good option to put the foot down and really be aggressive against the opposition. So yeah, it's going to be good fun, and I'm looking forward to getting to know her off the pitch as well. I know Gracie, her sister, quite well, obviously playing with her at the Spirit and things. So yeah, I know Grace is a great character and love having her around, and I know Laura's very similar. So yeah, it should be good fun, and yeah, nice to obviously have her on board here at the Thunder.
I know it all starts for you on Sunday, but if we sort of push forward a little bit to Saturday week and the first Sydney smash, the rivalry's obvious. You know, we don't need to talk about it when we're talking about the two teams from Sydney, but it's a bit more special for you as well, because one of your teammates becomes one of your fierce rivals next Saturday night. So how do you think you'll go with that?
Yeah, good. You're talking about dunks? Yes, of course. Yeah, number one in the draft.
A number one, that's right.
Number one in the
draft, prize recruit.
Cool. Yeah, I love playing against Sixers. Like, it's always a really good rivalry, that Sydney smash and things like that. And yeah, we obviously had some good games against them in recent years and things like that, and they've played pretty well as well. So yeah, it's going to be good fun. Obviously, having another game in Sydney is quite cool as well. You get to not travel too much, and Sydney's a city that I love playing in. So yeah, it's going to be good fun. Yeah, I don't think there's going to be too much sort of stick or anything like that. Like, obviously you play against and with players all the time, and yeah, Dunks is someone that I'm pretty close with. So yeah, I'm sure I'll kind of be hoping that she does a little bit well, but we win. That's always the case when your mates are playing, but and your teammates obviously for England. But I'm sure it'll be a good event, and hopefully get a few people in to come watch us.
You play cricket all around the world, and it's not just what's happening here with the WBBL, but we think of what's happening in India, what's happening in England with the 100, the explosion of women's cricket. But just to come back here to Australia again, how significant, how important is it that you keep coming back and a part of such a special tournament?
Yeah, I really enjoy playing in the Big Bash. I've obviously played in the first one 10 years ago, and yeah, it's a really cool competition. Like, seeing how it's grown, and like I really like playing for the same team as well. I think obviously played at Thunder like for the last 3 years, and played a few years ago as well. Obviously when we won it, so yeah, it does feel like home. It feels like coming back to a team that you know and you're comfortable and you have a lot of loyalty for, which isn't always the case in franchise competition. Sometimes when you sort of hopping between different teams and things like that. So yeah, it's a competition that the standard is really good. Obviously, with the competitions around the world are really cool to play in, like the hundreds, amazing, WPL and the Big Bash. They're all up there as the best tournaments in my eyes. But yeah, coming to play to Australia, it's obviously an amazing country as well.
The importance of having the international players playing in the WBBL. So obviously it adds better quality to the standard of the cricket, but How much do you learn when you've got the international stars come in and play with you? Do you use them as a sponge to get as much information out of them as possible?
Love the concept of having internationals come in and play, and the flexibility of players to move around. And I agree with Heather's point around when international players can be with teams for a period of time. I do feel like it brings a nice sense of connection to a team. But yeah, I'm a massive sponge when it comes to the internationals. I feel like it also keeps it quite fresh with your domestic players as well. Adds another element of fun and just a new dynamic, getting to know new people. And yeah, definitely just learning from different countries' skill sets and things like that. But yeah, I've been really lucky to play with some really cool people throughout my time in the WBBL and against some really awesome opposition players as well, which I think sometimes is equally as important as playing with them.
So Heather, for you, as one of the most experienced players in the world, are you still learning? Are you still asking questions of some of the players that you wouldn't normally play with, or are you more the one that you're getting all the questions from all the younger players?
Oh, I think it's important, whatever stage you are, you're still looking better and still looking to pick up different things from different players, whether that's sometimes learning from younger players around their mindset and how like it was when you were younger and coming into an environment, and sometimes you don't have that baggage when you're a younger player. You're just able to go and play freely. So I think it's really important, even as older players, to learn from that and connect and learn from different environments that you play in. And obviously being the youngest overseas with Chamari and Shab, so I'm obviously looking to learn from them. And they're two overseas that I love playing with and know really well. And Chamari in particular always is chewing my ear off about cricket and when I'm driving around Sydney. So I love chatting cricket with her. And Shabs is obviously like an amazing bowler that has done so much in the game, and talking to her about cricket as well is kind of cool. I think any environment you go into, you want to take little bits, and obviously from coaches as well, different coaches that you work with. I think it's quite nice that now as cricketers we sort of hop into different environments and work with different people, and like sometimes you have to filter different things, but you can really pick up some really like great nuggets of information around your game or how someone operates or how they coach, and philosophies on how the game is progressing and how to play and things like that. So that's a really cool thing about franchise cricket. I've got a question for you, Nick, actually. You've obviously got 3 Brits playing with you this year. Who are you looking forward to playing with the most?
It's really cool, actually. We're so excited to have Caps back. Obviously, she was awesome for us last year, and I've been lucky enough to play with her at the Stars as well. So I'm really keen to play with her again. But I think Davina Perrin, now we've also got Izzy Wong as well. But I think Dav, we saw her explode onto the scene last 100, but I think the one most recently where she was a really consistent performer and scored that massive 100. She looks like she plays a really exciting brand of cricket, which I think suits the Renegades brand perfectly. But yeah, really excited to spend some time with all of them. But I think Davina especially. Now, I know you just said you love talking cricket, which is really cool because I'm not sure if the Thunder Girls have worded you up yet. I know you haven't been in town for long, but I'm not sure if they've given you the heads up on Hazrat Gill. I'm glad you like talking about cricket because this kid is going to absolutely love you. She's going
to chew her ear off. That's what she's going to do.
Gosh, Hazrat she loves the game, and I think she's probably one that she's going to probably buddy up to and spend heaps of time with you, and she's going to ask you lots of questions. So I think that's pretty exciting probably for her.
To be fair, we had a sort of welcome barefoot bowls the other day, and it was like my first time meeting the new players and stuff, and she was straight up and introduced herself, and I got a message the next morning saying, "Oh, are you going to training? Can I jump in the car with you?" But I wasn't training yesterday, so yeah, I've got a feeling that I'm going to get my ear chewed off at some point. But I hear she's a really talented young cricketer, so I'm pretty happy to chat to her and obviously see what she can do for the Thunder this year.
You may need a restraining order, but hopefully you can get through the first couple of weeks before you need to be worrying about that. Heather, thanks so much for joining us. Really appreciate it. I know you're very tired, having not long jumped off the plane. It's great to have you here again for another version of WBBL. I think you're in one of the strongest teams, so we're looking forward to seeing lots of really good cricket from the light green this year.
Nice one. Thanks for having me, guys.